It really feels like my time in the bowl has just flown by. It seems like only yesterday that we were getting into the bowl and I was meeting the other businesses.
So when we first started in the Fishbowl all those months ago, it was just myself and Kev, of course, setting the business up. And we've very quickly grown actually over the period through changes in strategy.
When I first came into the bowl, we had the pod operating at Aston University, and it had been for about a year at that point. We also had the tuk-tuk, which we used at a wide number of events as an alternative kind of revenue stream to build our brand.
It's been a fun 6 months. There's been some real achievements. For example, we've designed and launched a brand new pet bed range, which for dogs and cats, which we plan to market to our existing customers and then obviously the new customers as well.
So when we first started, the idea was to work with charities and social organisations to be able to make use of the large user base, the audiences they reached. We still have the same kind of strategy, but now we're working with music sector organisations. It's a much more kind of for-profit type strategy that we've ended up with.
We've also had some publicity. We were in a German magazine recently, which has got us sales in Germany, raised exposure, and we're actually looking to distribute and find more channels out in Germany as a result of that, which is fantastic.
In around February time, we decided to review where we were, set ourselves some targets and say, if we can't get locations confirmed by this point, it's going to be too difficult. The time investment isn't worth it compared to returns we're getting. And the kind of worst case scenario came. We didn't get any new locations in the bag, so we decided to draw a line on the business for the end of the academic year, and we're now looking to sell the pod. The decision to wrap the business up was difficult, as obviously you've invested a lot of time and a lot of emotion into the business. But I think we got to a stage where we thought of it was a logical decision. It was, are we going to make money from it? Is it the best use of our time? And is it going to give us the future prospects that we want? And the answer was quite obviously no. So I think when we realised that, it wasn't a difficult decision.
So the main frustration whilst I've been in the bowl has been the delay of launching the new website. It's not until you actually get round to doing the website that you realise there's so many elements involved. We're in the Fishbowl to learn from others and to get advice off the experts and to let other people not make the same mistakes. So hopefully people that have been watching the website realise, right, a website, it's not going to be overnight. You might be able to write an A4 document overnight, but to turn that into a good, successful website, you need to plan and prepare yourself.
So it's when we started, we wanted to work with charities, and we built a game actually, and we had 3 or 4 large charity partners, and the idea was that they would help raise awareness, market the game effectively. It didn't work, unfortunately. It would have been lovely if it did, but it didn't. But we learnt a lot from that. One of those things was that charities aren't particularly good at marketing private company services and products. And secondly, that there has to be a kind of for-profit motive in there for partnerships that are going to drive our marketing efforts.
If I was to do Kogo again, we wouldn't have invested in the tuk-tuk, as I think that we didn't necessarily think of the long-term ramifications of making an investment like that. We didn't research the market for that thoroughly enough and understand the logistics about running and managing it. The best thing about being in a Fishbowl is the opportunity to meet different entrepreneurs and to meet different people in different professions. So I have had people email me on the back of tweets or on the back of blogs with advice or saying, have you thought about this? And I've then stayed in contact with them.
One particular poignant moment I remember is when I posted about the kind of anxiety around once we were about to launch and money was running out and we'd gambled everything basically and put the money we had to pay our kids on the line. And it was quite nice to see an awful lot of comments from other entrepreneurs who empathised with that, and just to let you know that you're not the only one that does that, and it's fairly normal. That was quite a strong moment.
It's been really, really nice to be in the Fishbowl. A great experience. As an entrepreneur in a small company, you don't meet perhaps as many people as someone in a blue chip. So to meet the other fish bowlers and to go to some of the events that were put on for us has been absolutely wonderful. And it's great to kind of share the journey with other people, learn from their mistakes as well, and discuss things and throw around ideas.
So being in the fishbowl has been a really interesting experience, I think, for both of us. It's kind of not taught some discipline, but it's brought some discipline out in that, almost like keeping a business diary, sort of day-to-day sort of mental note of what you've been up to. And actually writing that down makes you think about it. Trying to be concise makes you think about it in a real concise way.
I'm really excited to read about all the new fish bowlers and to meet them all and see how they get on. And obviously I'll share the successes of Been to Bed with everyone in the future, because I'm sure there'll be updates on the website.
So in the next 2 months or so, after when we come out the fishbowl, if you like, although we're going to stay in touch, it's probably the most exciting time in the company's short history to date. We've got this fantastic new music game out, music festivals game on Facebook coming out, some great music partnerships, major music partnerships almost signed up.
So I've now had a job offer for a role in sales and marketing, which I'm close to finalising. But I've had a great couple of years as an entrepreneur. It's a time that I wouldn't change, and I've learned so much from that experience. And being involved in a fishbowl has helped me to understand my time as an entrepreneur, to meet more people, and to reflect on my experience. And who knows, I might be back in the future.